What's up? Happy Friday, everybody. So excited to be here, excited to talk with you. Today I want to talk about goal setting and creating goals that you can actually achieve and to give you an action plan on how to achieve those. We have busted through the motivation myth that you have to wait to be motivated in order to move forward or make progress. We've busted through that. We have talked about your why and going back to your why and why is it important that you do something or choose to do something for yourself or whatever it is that you need to do. We've talked about your why. We've got to go back to that. So today I want to finish up that and wrap that up, but take those first two components and apply it to actually creating goals that you can achieve and give you an idea on how you can create tangible steps in order to do that. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sam from over at Team Sam Fitness. I'm an RN, personal trainer, certified weight loss coach, and to simply put it, I teach women over 40 how to lose weight and keep it off, and I'm excited to be here. We've got a lot of new people in the group. Excited. Please shout out, tell me hello, tell me where you're from. I'm excited that you're here. So when we're talking about goals, we hear it a lot. We hear, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Well, really, people don't think about that's really what they're doing is creating goals whenever they say, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to try to eat more vegetables, or I sure love to start exercising more. Well, that's kind of goals. That's goal setting. But what happens is if we don't put an action plan to it, it's just dreams. It's just wishful thinking. So what I want to help you with is to actually take those desires that you want and help you move from point A to point Z to get there to achieve them, instead of there just being pie in the sky, just talking about it. Oh, well, I'd like to do this one day, or I wish I could do that, because I've been there. I've been guilty of, I sure wish I could run. I can remember seeing other women and athletes and people running up and down my road thinking, I wish I could run like that. Well, I saw that was wishful thinking until I actually made steps to do so. I remember subscribing to Fit Magazine after Fit Magazine, y'all. I'm telling you, I just looked at them all the time. I had a stack of them, looking at these toned fit bodies thinking, I wish I could be like that. Well, it was just wishful thinking until I actually put that pen to paper that we've talked about and moved forward and took the first step to move forward. I could have called it a goal all day long, and we throw that out a lot, but until I actually had a plan and put one foot in front of the other and started, that's all it was wishful thinking. So let's think about exactly what you want to achieve. Now, we got to be realistic about it, because sometimes we may say, I want to lose 10 pounds by next week. Well, is that realistic? I want to run a marathon. I've never run before, but yet I want to run a marathon in 6 months. Is that possible? Not saying it's not, but what I'm talking about more is creating goals that are realistic. Because I don't want you to set yourself up for failure at all. And if we try to step outside of those boundaries of what we can actually physically do, then we bear the burden of that guilt. And that's what I don't want you to do. I want you to really think about what it is that you want to achieve. So let's just say, for the sake of this, in 3 months, okay, 90 days. You can achieve a lot, and y'all, in 90 days. So for the sake of this, let's think, in 3 months, in 90 days, what would I like to accomplish? So in order to do that, I want you to do two things. I want you to think about your why. Why would you like to accomplish that? And the second thing I want you to think about is, how will it make you feel if you accomplish that, if you do it, if you follow through? So two things. Think about why you want to do it. You got to dig deep. This isn't fluffy on the surface stuff. If we're really going to hone in on making significant changes in our life, it requires a little bit of dig deep for us, okay? So why do you want to achieve whatever? Fill in the blank. And I want you to get something and write this down. Keep it with you, okay? Because until we can get it out of our head, it doesn't really become too much of a reality. Hey, Nikki. So I want you to think about your why, and then I want you to think about how will it make you feel by accomplishing that goal, whatever it is that you want to achieve. And what that does is it makes it more real for us when we write it down, and then whenever we really think about how it's going to make us feel, why we want to accomplish it, and how are we going to benefit from it. Because another thing I can remember, and I still do this, I've got big goals and big dreams right now that I'm literally putting action to, okay? I'm creating the steps on what I can do to get from point A to point Z. You know what part of my driving force is? Not just my why, but part of my driving force is how am I going to feel when I get to Z? And it's almost like I can see myself there. It's like I can not only see myself there, it's like I can feel it. And I can feel myself in that place of whenever I want to be there in 90 days. And that's where you've got to be in order for it to be a true driving force where you're just ready. I mean, you are honed in, you are focused, and nothing's going to stop you. And that's where you've got to get to, is whenever it's that important. And you've got to get back to your why and how it's going to make you feel in order for it to create that in you. Okay, so this is just, again, not just some fluffy, or I want this, I want that, I want this, pie in the sky, buy crappy, whatever you want to achieve. If it's that important, we're going to get you there. And you've got to focus in like a horse with blinders that nothing's going to stop you, because you can see yourself in that place. You can feel yourself in that place. You know what it's going to feel like and what you're going to look like, or how, whatever, whenever you get there, okay? So now, that's your starting point. So now what we have to do is reverse engineer that a little bit, and we've got to backtrack and take that big goal into now little bite-sized pieces. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So now we got to reverse engineer it a little bit and think about baby steps that you can take. Because I'm just going to say it. Running a marathon, maybe one day, but that's not necessarily mine, but I'm just going to use it as an example. Okay, so if I want to run a marathon in 30 or in 90 days, okay, in 3 months, well, I've got to have some action points to take between now and then to run that marathon. It's not like I can think today, well, I'm going to write this down. I can see it. I can feel how it's going to feel crossing that finish line. Woohoo, all that good stuff, you know. But between now and then, not do anything. And, you know, the day of the race. Oh, well, my marathon race day is here. I'm going to run this marathon. So what's going to happen? I'm not going to get out of the gate good. I'm going to probably get my 2 or 3 miles in that I'm used to running, and that's it. Okay? So now, whatever your goal is, we've got to break that down for you into bite-sized pieces on things that you can actually accomplish every day, every week. What do I want to accomplish this month before I get there? Because it's only whenever you now make little mini goals out of that and into literally little baby steps, that's whenever you're going to start seeing big results. That's why I don't ever want you to think, oh, I'm just making baby steps, or people are just zooming past me, they're doing all this stuff. No, you can't think that, because you've got to meet yourself where you're at. And those little baby steps, progress is progress, y'all. Baby steps equal big reward. Don't ever sell yourself short of that. Because if you're moving forward, you're moving. If you're moving forward, you're making progress towards your goals. Okay? So let's just throw out some examples of something. What if you do want to lose 20 pounds in 3 months? Very doable, very reasonable. Okay? So what do I have to do between now and those 90 days to get there? Well, am I drinking 6 or 7 Cokes a day? So you got to start listing out and thinking about some things that's going to prevent you from reaching that goal, or things that's going to help you from reaching that goal. Do I need to drink more water? Okay. So then if I'm going to set that goal, I need to drink more water. Well, how many glasses do I need to drink a day? And it may be hard for you to start drinking all of a sudden 8 or 10 glasses of water a day. That may be unrealistic. So now I'm going to set another baby goal. I'm going to try to drink at least my water with my meals. I know I'll get 3 good full glasses in. Okay, that's an accomplishment if that's something that you're not used to doing. If you're used to drinking 5 or 6 Cokes a day, I like to tell my girls, well, if you're used to drinking 5 or 6, don't go cold turkey. Try to drink 3 or 4. Okay? And then every day, add to that. Okay? Or reduce the amount of Cokes you're drinking. Or add the amount of water you're drinking. And again, that's just some examples on baby steps to get you to that big goal. If you're not a big vegetable eater, you know, in my program that I teach, we eat a lot of real food and a lot of wholesome food, and vegetables is included in that. And I've had people come to me, some of my clients come to me and say, I don't eat vegetables, I just eat green beans. Well, guess what? Just eat green beans. Not a big deal. So a more tangible goal for her would be, let's try a new vegetable this week. Okay? That's it. Try to find one new vegetable this week. Or if exercising is your goal, I want to, if I'm not walking, if I'm not doing anything, in 90 days, I want to at least be able to maybe walk a mile, or heck, walk 20 minutes and not completely die of a heat stroke, or die because I'm completely short-winded. Okay? Well, then set a goal, put it on your calendar, get an accountability partner to start walking between your house and the mailbox maybe every day, or walking for 5 minutes. You can't go out, if you've never really walked before, you can't go out today and expect to walk 30 minutes and not feel like you're dying. And 2, if you do that, and then you come back in, you're going to think, that was horrible, I hated it, I'm a complete failure, and guess what? You may not try again tomorrow. So if you want to walk between here and your mailbox, walk down your driveway, walk for 5 minutes, and add to that every single day. So I hope I'm making sense a little bit. Y'all let me know. Give me some little taps on the screen. Give me some hearts, high fives. Let me know that I'm making sense, because what's important is you reaching those goals and you getting to point Z. Okay, so I just want to give you some helpful hints to get you there. Okay? Any questions? Do y'all have anything? Anything y'all need to add to that? You know, I'm open. I like to learn too from y'all. So anything that y'all have to add, or any questions you have, y'all hit me up. Let me know. I hope this was helpful. I'll be back on next week one day. Friday seems to be working pretty good, so maybe Friday afternoons might be my day. I may try to even get on a little bit more than that. But yeah, good things in store. I'm working on a huge project. Can't wait to share it with you. But until then, if I don't hear from you, y'all reach out if y'all need me. I will see y'all next week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.